Hey you, are you poor? Are you struggling to make money to make upgrades for your build? Are you just a new player to the game that has no idea what you're doing and you see all these super high-end strategies that you have no hopes of ever doing with your build because it's simply too weak? Well, with the strategy we're going to discuss today, I'm going to show you one of the easiest possible ways to make money in this game, and this is now going to become my #1 recommended strategy to basically everyone as it is just that good. Giddies, say we're talking about stacked deck. Giddies, say we're talking about stacked deck farming, which is unbelievably simple to do that you can even do it in an unalked white tier 16 map and still make several div an hour. The beautiful thing about the strategy is that it will always be consistent no matter what. The prices literally can never change in the strategy, meaning you could do this in the first week of the season, you can do it right now, you can do it a month from now, and it will still be good money, period. This strategy has multiple layers to it, so if you literally can't even handle an alked T16, you can still make money, and if you can handle an alked T16 and more, we can push this even further to make even more money. You are on average going to see somewhere between 10 to 12 div with the average relatively fast build. But if you make a build dedicated for this, you can push 15 plus div an hour, not only making this a really simple and new player friendly strat, but literally making this so good that I can compete with other high-end strats. It is just that good. So let's talk about it. Let's make you rich. Let's get you upgrades for a build. And let's finally make you not poor anymore. So how exactly does the strategy work? Well, it's literally just as simple as put a map in your map device, put in 5 Cloister Scarabs, and then just run the whole strat. That's it. The end. Roll the credits. I'm serious. This strategy is that simple. You buy the Scarabs, you get the map, you run the map, you kill everything, and there's your money. It's on the ground. You just pick it up. It's great. Obviously, there's going to be a little bit more to that, so let's get into it and discuss it a little bit further. First, let's talk about what our Atlas tree is going to look like. Now, there's plenty of different ways that you could put this tree together. There's actually several different guides on the strategy out there, and you should just pick whichever version of it you like it more. The tree I'm going to give you here in the description is just going to be my version of it that I found worked best for me, that I enjoyed the most, and you're free to basically change over half the points around to whatever suits you best. All we need here is to just go grab all the ritual nodes that give us a chance for ritual to get 100% total ritual chance, along with us grabbing occult devotion to always have 4 ritual altars, and then we just have to go and grab all the nodes for red altars. You could do this with blue altars if you want to. There's only one specific altar mod we're looking for, and we'll discuss that here in a little bit. But given that blue altars otherwise give you basically no additional currency and red altars are a lot better map to map in terms of profits, I'd recommend to stick with these, but you want to play blue, you're right next to blue and you're free to choose that. The rest of the points are just simply spent on getting as much out of the map as possible. I chose to pick up all of the Beyond nodes just because Beyond does add quite a bit of extra XP, so you'll level up a little bit faster and you get a little bit of extra currency, which feels good. And then I chose to pick up Shrines just because Shrines work really well with my build. They're fun, they're enjoyable, and for lower end builds, it's going to help you out quite a lot doing this if you're struggling even remotely. Lastly, I decided to go and pick up Packed with Energy and 100% chance for Nico to show up because every time you click on a Sulfite Vein with this, you get a little bit of damage, movement speed, max res. It just makes it even easier. And even if you don't need the damage, it's movement speed, so you'd make more money per hour. That's just basically a no-brainer. Again, feel free to change this tree as much as you want to. It's up to you. And the only thing I need to mention here is that if you do not plan to do this on 8 mod maps, like the guide is about to recommend to you, you are going to want to make sure you pick up Chisel Perfection as this is going to be really good. But if you are going to do this with the quote-unquote max juice, you do not need this as we will never have chisels on our maps. So after that, we have to talk about the maps because that's where the real variation in this build is going to lie. All we really care to do here is to just go through and kill the monsters as I mentioned, but we can make this better by stacking as much pack size as possible to make those Deodri packs even bigger so you get more stacked decks. If you have 100% total pack size, that means you have double the Deodri monsters, so you get on average double the stacked decks. It's just that simple. For this strategy, you're going to have 3 separate options on how to do this. One is going to be the lowest budget version of this, which I am serious, you can make profits doing this if needed, which is just going to be running straight up scoured, no mods, T16 maps. This is going to make the lowest amount of profits, but you will still make profits. And I would recommend to not do that unless your build is just that awful. Your second budget level, or the first realistic one, is just going to be to chisel your maps and then to alk them and then to roll for about 25% or higher pack size. The third and final strategy is going to be doing this on 8 mod maps because those are going to have more total mods, so they have higher quant, so you get more loot from the map, and you have significantly more pack size, which is again the only thing that we really care about. The thing about these 8 mod maps is that you're going to have to go and buy them from other people, which is actually quite easy to do. In the description, there will be a link to PoE.re, which is a website you can use to make a regex. In our case, all we really need to do here is simply click on all the mods that would brick your build. So these are the bad mods for my build. And then you're going to set the quantity to at least 110 and then the pack size to 40. This regex will be linked in the description below, but keep in mind, this is not going to be good for all builds with less armor and less block. So the website will be linked here if you do need to make your own regex. As long as you have 110 quant and 40 pack size, you're good to go. From there, you are then going to go to the trade link that's linked in the description below, and this is going to be a trade link for 8 mod dunes. You could do this in Jungle Valley if you really want to. It is about just as good, but personally I found that dunes is a little bit better, and we'll get to it here in a second. But all you have to do to buy 8 mods is you're going to go to instant buyouts, you're going to click travel to hideouts, and then you're going to come to people's hideouts, and you're going to find, which we got lucky here that we found this on the first attempt, you're going to find somebody who has just a whole tab of 8 mod dunes like this. If you go to someone's hideouts and they only happen to have 1 or 2, I would just skip it and just keep looking through different trades like this until you find somebody who does actually have a very large amount of them. From there, just take your regex, paste it in the highlight items at the bottom, and then everything that lights up is going to be a map that passes the regex, so it doesn't have any bad map mods that will brick your build, and it has at least 110 quant and 40 pack size each. Do be careful with these. Make sure you don't buy any landmines. Make sure that they're about 5 to 8 chaos each, and it shouldn't take you more than 5 to 10 minutes at most to quickly scour through a bunch of people like this and to grab yourself a full inventory of 8 mods. I highly would recommend to do this on 8 mods if you can, although they're going to be a lot more rippy, and you can always upgrade into doing 8 mods from doing alked and chiseled maps if needed as you put more money into your build. So to wrap up everything together in terms of what we're doing for the strategy, you're simply going to use the Atlas tree that was provided. You're going to go and grab yourself some alked dunes or 8 mod dunes based on how comfortable you are with your current build. And then you're going to go buy yourself some Cloister Scarabs, and then we're off to the races. What we're going to be doing in these maps is going to be really simple. First, we're going to be rushing the boss to kill it to remove the altars from it if you're doing dunes. As you're doing that, you'll see Searing Exarch altars spawn, and you're simply just looking for the chance for basic currency to be duplicated altar mod, as that does work on the stack decks, as I just mentioned, and that will pretty greatly increase your profits. As you're doing that, you're going to get a lot of monsters in these maps, and you'll start seeing a lot of stack decks drop on the ground. After you kill the boss, you are then going to go through and clear the whole map. Do not touch any of the rituals, as you want to do them at the end of the map once you've gotten as many of the altar dupe currency rolls as you possibly can. Outside that, click whatever altars you want to, do the rituals, look at the ritual window afterwards. We don't really have anything for rituals, so don't expect much here, but do be on the lookout for high-end items like a mage blood, a headhunter, a mirror, divine orbs, or if you get exceptionally lucky, a synthesis ring with either +1 maximum power charges, +1 maximum frenzy, or +1 maximum endurance, which are worth basically as much as a mage blood. After that, just leave the map and put your next one in, and that's it. Now finally, let's go over what the loot's gonna look like and your profits. For the strategy, I did a sample of 60 maps, and this is what my total loot looks like. If we want to go over to Wealthy Exile, we can see that out of the 72 total divines I made, basically 2/3 of it was in stack decks, and then we had a bunch of other miscellaneous loot. The thing about this strategy is, well, you get to basically offload the majority of your profits in a single item, making all the selling for this really, really easy. While sure, we do have a bunch of scarabs and a bunch of other currency, all this can just be offloaded on the currency exchange within literal minutes, so it's very, very easy to jump in, make some money, and then immediately cash out. In total, it costed me 7 chaos per scarab that I used, 5 chaos for the map, and 4 chaos for the map device, for a total of 44 chaos, or 0.36 div per map. In my 72 maps, I made a total of 1.2 div per map, so my actual profit was 0.8 div. And when we look at this in a per hour estimate of 4-minute maps, that means I made 12.5 div in total. I think the 4 minutes per map is a very good approximation for this, as my build, even though I have a lot of money put into it, does kind of get screwed over by all the proximity shields from the OJ monsters quite a lot. So I think it's a pretty close approximation of what the average build's going to look like, especially given that a lot of my speed was from shrines, and well, we have quite a lot of shrines in this map. The thing about this is that can actually get a whole lot higher if you play a build that's optimized for strategy. For example, if you play something like an Ignite build, your Ignite prolifs don't care about the proximity shields, so you get to kill everything a lot faster and you zoom a lot more. With an optimized build, you can, and some people in my community have gotten 15+ div with the strategy instead. This is just disgusting. And especially given just how little you need to actually get it going. If you were to do this with chiseled and alk maps, I don't know the exact profits, but I would wage that it's anywhere between 8 to 10 div or so. It's not that big of a difference between 8 mods and no 8 mods. And even then, 8 to 10 div is quite a lot of money for just putting on some scarabs with a alked map. Overall, I've had an amazing time here, and this has been one of my favorite strategies, and I'm 100% going to be recommending this in the future to everyone as a I have no money, please help me kind of strat. This strategy will literally never not be good, given that you're just farming stacked decks, and the price of them will go up and down with the Cloister scarabs, meaning even if they somehow double after this video comes out, so will stacked decks after a day or two, give or take. Even if you were to do this a week or a month into a season of future, it's still going to be just as good. Obviously, numbers might be a little bit different, but the point is, relative to that season, given that stacked decks have a very, very close approximation to what the economy currently is at, you will always make a very solid amount of money, again, relative to whatever economy you're playing in. I hope you have a lot of fun with the strategy if you go and try it for yourself. I hope you enjoy all the upgrades you can make if you were a player that never really had any money before. And even if you're a more advanced player, I hope you just have fun with a super chill strategy that quite a few people in my community actually use to farm their mage blitz. If you have any questions, do feel free to leave a comment in the comments below, and I'd be more than happy to help you as soon as I can. I also stream on Twitch every single day, so feel free to come by Twitch and ask me any questions there. If you just want to come and hang out with other cuties and be a part of our community, I'd be more than happy to see you there as well. And with that said, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you all in the next video.